welcome, I'm Devil Sniper and today I'm bringing you episode number 9 of our career mode with Nottingham Forest, and we have an absolute bumper-packed episode with 3 games today, 3 fantastic games. We're going to start off with a very tough home game against Sheffield Wednesday. I've got to say, every game in this division is tough. I firmly believe that any team on any given day in this division can literally wipe the floor with the other, and it is a really competitive league. A lot more competitive than I actually thought. I didn't realise there was so much depth throughout the division, and that's been shown in the results. I mean, beating a team like Ipswich Town, who are struggling, and we only managed to beat them 1-0, and at parts of the game we were hanging on. You know, Town did outplay us. It's been a sort of I suppose, across the series so far, we have been outplayed many times, but we have somehow dug the results out, which has been fantastic. And as you can see, Lansbury just can't seem to make anything happen. He picks the ball up here in the 22nd minute, plays a beautiful ball into Gardner. Gardner with the shot. Unfortunately, it doesn't go in. We tried with the follow-up, and the ball was just passed back to the keeper. I did think that was a pass back. The referee clearly didn't believe it was a pass back, and it was a great shame. But Lafondra breaking through in the 33rd minute. He gets closed down, and Sheffield Wednesday were just an absolute brick wall. Every time you thought you got past them, beat them on the half term, they just seemed to slam this door in front of you. It was unbelievable. Great goalkeeping and fantastic centre-backs who are working overtime to literally keep Lafondra under control. So when we went in at half-time at 0-0, I was actually quite relieved because they did look to beat us on the counter-attack, but we nullified that in the first half, which was fantastic. But Vorney picking up the ball early doors, knocking it into Abdoun. Abdoun going with the shot, and again, what a fantastic challenge. Talk about time it perfectly. He gets that wrong, we're looking at a penalty. He didn't get it wrong, he got it spot on. And it's yet another chance that is just shut out by Sheffield Wednesday. Absolutely beautiful play. Coke coming into the box, cuts inside, and unfortunately we stick the foot in, we hang the leg out and give away a very needless penalty in my opinion. It's one of those things at the end of the day. The player done fantastic. I mean, he cuts him with his left foot. We're going to put the tackle in. Just mistimed, and unfortunately conceding the penalty in this league is really, really frustrating. So Leon Best steps up. Can he beat the mighty Darlow, who's been sensational all season? No, is the answer. What an absolute cocky penalty that was. If you're going to do a Pirlo, make sure you have the ability to do a Pirlo, because that lad does not have the ability to do a Pirlo. And in the very last minute of the game, a beautiful cross that was floated in, we hit the post, which was even more frustrating. But the whole game in general was really frustrating. Sheffield Wednesday had parked the bus in this game. Some amazing tackles. I mean, they were timed to absolute perfection. Any mistimed, we would have been scoring, or penalties. Red cards could have been flying left, right and centre. But they were absolutely fantastic, which is a great shame. But we came away with a point. So the resilience that the boys are showing is we're not losing. You know, these points could be huge points come the end of the season. It could be the difference from us going up or staying down, getting into the playoffs, or missing out on the playoffs, which is something I don't even contemplate. It is just unthinkable. And we go into our second game of the episode against Derby County. The big one for me. We have got to win this game. It is just that simple. Derby aren't doing too well in the league. You know, they've had some very indifferent results. Unlike ourselves, who are doing quite well. We may not be winning X amount of games, but we're proving to be very difficult to break down, and we're not losing games, which is the most important factor. As I say, points like the Sheffield Wednesday game could prove to be very, very important. I mean, the resilience we showed against Ipswich, that could prove to be a very, very important 3 points. Or even the point at the beginning of the season against Leeds. That could be a massive point come the end of the season. I do believe that was a little bit of an overzealous decision by the referee. I mean, the lad's gone in straight away. I mean, the Derby County player has just dived after the ball has been won. I just don't believe it. It was absolutely diabolical in my opinion. Really with a great shot. The ball came out and the ball just got caught up under our feet. We couldn't do nothing with it. Lansbury breaking through there. The ball comes to Coxey. He steps inside and fires it into the bottom corner. What a cool, calm, composed finish. Absolutely sensational. Just to step inside and bang, in that bottom corner, all made by the run of Lansbury. As you can see, Lansbury is just so eager to get forward. Playing in that cam role, he's become another player. He's come to life. You really do get the best of Lansbury playing in a forward position. He loves to get forward. Doesn't convert as many goals as I'd love to see him convert, but you know that will all come in time. A nice cross by Lehigh. We didn't get onto the end of it. Gardner trying to pull out a power shot. Unfortunately, he didn't catch it correctly, and the Derby just cut it out. Reedy with a little bit of an overzealous challenge. I mean, look, he dives in. He just doesn't make it. Unfortunately, he has got short legs. If he was 6 foot, he would have made that no trouble at all. But it was great to see the aggression the boys had. You know, and I don't want people to think I'm using aggression in the wrong way. I want them to be having a competitive game. I want them to be letting know the Derby players that we're here. You know, it's got to be done. You've got to hit them hard. You've got to know that you let them about so they don't think they've got an easy game. And that's what the boys were doing. A couple of yellow cards and neither here nor there in these sort of games at the end of the day. Derby were doing just the same. They just weren't picking up the bookings. As you can see, going into the second half, still leading 1-0. Beautiful ball played from the back, given away. Sloppy passing. Why would you have sloppy passes at such a crucial time? I'm from one of the best players on the pitch within this game. But a nice ball over the top from Derby. And thankfully, just offside. Watch the defender step up. Absolutely fantastic. I'm sure the Derby manager will look at the replay and think that his player's onside and it wasn't an offside decision, but you know, that's part of football. Gardner knocking the ball into Mellis. Mellis trying to cut inside for that shot. It was on. Unfortunately, Derby just was so resilient in the back line. It was just so resolute. It was unbelievable, but Derby had the better of the last few minutes of the game, breaking into our box. Fantastic shot, and it was straight down the throat of Darlow, thankfully. And if you can hear that in the background, that is the rubbish lorry just turning up at the wrong time. I'm not sure if the mic will pick that up. How frustrating. But again, Derby absolutely dominated the last few moments of the game, put us under so much cosh. It was so difficult to get the ball away from them, and they were just playing for that equaliser, and then it goes slightly wrong for them. A nice inside pass, and unfortunately the boy just completely misread it. He reacted late, the ball went out, and the referee said that was it. Final whistle time, and we pull off a fantastic 1-0 victory, and that's a huge 3 points in my opinion, and a very, very resolute 3 points. Coxey with that win after 24 minutes, absolutely sensational. And as you can see, we've got a few boys going away on international duty. We've got Reedy, Coxey and Lahai. And it's time to do a fantastic squad report. And my boy Darlow still hasn't gone up, which is just ridiculous. He's absolutely an amazing goalkeeper. The saves he pulls off, and he hasn't gone up. I don't care about age. He should be going up. Lahai has gone up by +1. He's looking pretty good. Wilson hasn't gone up so far. Jamal has gone up +2. He's 20 years old. Fantastic centre-back. He really is absolutely brilliant. Sometimes he just dominates games, and some of his tackles are just sublime. Varney hasn't gone up. He has hit 30, so I am pre-ordering the coffin just in case he starts to decline, so we can just stick him in it, stick him in the corner, and forget about him. But Gary Gardner, +1 on a 69 at 21 years old. A freaking amazing player. I'm so happy that we signed him. He is really sensational, and for me, the best player at this moment in time, Lansbury. He's going up, he's growing, he's sensational. Oh, he's just so much fun to play with. He really is. Unfortunately, Abdoon hasn't gone up. Lafondra's gone up +1. Slight slow growth. I'm not sure if that's to do with his age or not, but I mean, you look at Capital One Cup, 1 in 1. You look at the league, it's just, his scoring ratio is absolutely fantastic. Jacob Mellis is coming. He's found it very difficult to keep a place in the side. He's found it very difficult coming to the terms and the pace of the Championship, but he's growing, he's doing well, and I think he's a decent player in my opinion. I think he's a really, really good player. As you can see, Coxey's only netted a couple of goals, but I like Coxey. He gives me such a different... He gives me a different outlet if I want to play him through the middle. I can play him on the left-hand side because he can cut in. He's got a beautiful right foot when it comes to bending it into the top corner. He's just a fantastic player. Patterson, as you would have saw, he's grown as well. He's struggling to break into the team and keep a place in the team. We've got such depth up top. It's fantastic. Perhaps we lack in the centre midfield area, but I think we've got enough to get by with, and we've got plenty of backup when it comes to the defence. So at this moment in time, I'm so happy with the squad. I'm happy with the way it's growing. There's a few players that I'd like to see grow a little bit more. I mean, Darlow, how he hasn't grown, I just do not know. I mean, we can forget about all the age rubbish. The lad is a brick wall. He's just solid as a rock. He pulls off saves for fun. He really does. He's such a great goalkeeper. He's the reason why we are sitting 4th in the league. You know, that's an absolutely fantastic return in which we go away to Blackpool, get some stick of rock. I do like a little bit of stick of rock. But this, again, is one of those games you don't want to be... You don't want to take the foot off the accelerator. Building upon the last few results, the win against Ipswich, the draw against Sheffield Wednesday, the win against Derby. You want to keep the momentum going, and this is the sort of game that we should be putting our foot down and having a real good crack. As you see, Lansbury again, just so eager to get forward, but Blackpool really did come out with all guns a-blazing. Fantastic defensive tackle there. We managed to shut them out, but they were just unrelenting. Every time they got the ball, they were bombing forward. Fantastic cut inside there, but the defender manages to put him off just that fraction to stick the ball wide. And again, poor defensive decision there from Jamal. He thought he could go straight ahead and win the header. He completely misread the flight of the ball. The striker had the opportunity, but thankfully he just put that wide of the post. But I had all the faith in the world because Darlow had it covered, so it wasn't a great issue. We went in at half-time, and I've got to say, we were panicking a little bit because the best team in that game was Blackpool. They were outplaying us. They were outpassing us. They had the better possession, they dominated in the key areas, and we really were on the back foot. You could see a little bit of complacency within the ranks of my lads, and that's something that I was fearful of, and something we have spoke about before, and something that I didn't want to creep into our game, but unfortunately it has. And as you can see, they were still all over us. A sloppy save. I'm going to put that down to just bad luck. You know, I can't have a go at Darlow. That's probably the only mistake he has made this season, if you could arguably call it a mistake. It was a nice shot. He got the save. It just came straight back out to the attacking lad. He slotted it home, and unfortunately we do slump to a 1-0 defeat. So keeping up the momentum at this moment in time has just failed, which is a big disappointment. But when you look at the statistics,
I used to dream about